Hey there, and welcome back for Kyle and Maggie's Money Making Picks of Week 4. If you haven't been here before, we do 2 picks each, and we don't tell each other beforehand, so it's completely spontaneous to both of us on which one we both pick. Last week, high five.
Woo!
We went 3-1, so now we are 8-4 on the season. Maggie is 4-2, and I am 4-2, so we're doing really well right now. So I got a little tease real quick for my picks. Neither team in which I'm picking has a win yet this season, so that's just a little tease to my picks. So
that's the case for one of mine. So now I'm nervous we have a similar pick, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So you want to go first?
You want me to go first? Well, I'm going to start off with the one that's 0-3 then. So I went with the Bengals -3 at the Browns because I feel like the Bengals. I mean, they're both terrible this year, but I feel like the Bengals at least were able to score and get some points up on the board against Green Bay. Yeah. So I'm thinking they've kind of got that momentum on their side, so hopefully they'll go to Cleveland and be able to beat the Browns, which isn't that exciting, but that's what I went with, that they'll beat the Browns by at least 3.
All right, so this is the first time in the season we have the same pick on that one, actually. I also have Cincinnati -3 against Cleveland. Like you said, they did great against Green Bay in that first half. Their offense looks so much better under the new offensive coordinator. They won't have Tyler Eifert, but they didn't have him last week. And they got Joe Mixon and A.J. Green very involved. But I got a few against the spread stats. The Bengals are 12-5 against the spread in their last 17 road games. Meanwhile, Cleveland is just 3-12-1 in their last 16 games against the spread, so they're terrible. And also, Cincinnati's 5-0 against the spread against Cleveland in their last 5 games. So I'm pretty confident, as it seems like you are too, that Cincy should at least beat Cleveland by 4 or more points. So I think -3. I'd even go up to as high as -5 if it changes that much tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't know all the stats behind it, but it feels good having that also on my side. So.
All right, so what do you have for pick number 2 now?
Okay, pick number 2, I went with Steelers -3 at the Ravens.
Okay.
So they both just lost to terrible teams last week. So the Steelers lost to the Jags in London. London loves the Jags. And then Pittsburgh lost against Chicago. So in my mind, those are 2 pretty bad teams to lose to, but I'm thinking I just feel like the Steelers have better weapons and have proven to have a better offense so far this season, so I'm thinking that might lead to the win. So I went with them -3 on the road.
All right, -3 on the road. All right, so my second 0-3 team is going to be the Chargers. I'm going back to the well I went to in Week 1 and got burned by, but I just think they have really underachieved, and Philadelphia's making the cross-country trip, which I always like to go against those teams. As we saw last week with Seattle making the cross-country trip to Tennessee. Tennessee got the win, got us the win. So I really like to go against those teams also. Fletcher Cox is out, which means Melvin Gordon won't have their best defensive lineman to go against, so he should be able to run pretty well this week. And Ronald Darby, one of their starting corners that they acquired from Buffalo this year, is out for this game. So all those weapons for Phillip Rivers to throw to will only have one good cornerback on him, and he's kind of hurt too this week. So I really think all those weapons should be able to get the Chargers their first victory and cover the -1.5. Also, some against the spread stats are Philadelphia is just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9. And a completely meaningless stat, but it backs up my point, hopefully, is that in their last 8 Week 4 games, Philadelphia is 0-7-1 against the spread. So they haven't covered the spread in 8 years in Week 4 games. Not sure how much that means, but it backs up my point. So I'm going to go with the Chargers -1.5.
Okay, I don't know where you find some of those stats, but we'll have those 3 picks this week.
Yes, we got the Chargers -1.5, Cincinnati -3, and Pittsburgh -3. So thanks again for coming back for Week 4 of Kyle and Maggie's Money Making Picks. Feel free to share on Twitter or Facebook so we can get more views, and we appreciate it, and good luck with your fantasy and wagers this week.
Thanks.